Okay, so here I am back in Illustrator, and just so you can see kind of where we are, I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to zoom back into this area here because I want to show you how to do a text wrap. Okay, so now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure everything is deselected. Okay, and what I'd like to do is I'd like to grab this red object, all right, and that's really this whole thing, all right? And I'm going to make sure that that's brought to the front, okay? So I'm going to, whoops, it was ungrouped, so I'm going to undo that, and I'm going to select the whole thing, and I'm going to group it, all right? And now I'm going to arrange that with bring to front, okay? Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to apply a text wrap to that. So let's go to Object, okay, Text Wrap, and let's go Make, all right, and you can see that applies a text wrap over it. Now while I have it selected, I can also change the text wrap options. Right now it's 6, and let's go with 10, so it'll be like in the book, okay? And as you can see, what that did was it pushed any text that was in its way out of the way. And that's a really nice way to do a little effect, okay? Now, another thing that I'd like to do here is I'd like to apply some text on a path, all right? And so in order to do that, what I'd like to do is I'd like to make a circle, okay, which I'm going to just hold down my shift key, all right, and I'm going to make a circle here, all right, and by holding down the shift key, if you recall, you're going to make a perfect circle, all right, and I'll get that into position and make it just, again, holding down the shift key, I'm going to make it just a little bigger so it's the size of this object, okay? So now what I'd like to do is I'd like to type some text on here, okay, directly by going text, and do you see that out here by the yellow face part of the graphics, it's kind of the text tool has a rectangle or square around it, but when I get over to the circle, it's changing to a circle. Now that, not because it's a circle, but it's just indicating that it would put text inside that circle, but that's not exactly what we want, okay? So we're going to hold down the Alt key and watch what happens. I'm going to toggle back and forth between that. And do you see it becomes a path? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click, and now I have some text that I can type in. Okay, so I'm going to put in the text. All right, there we go. And again, I'm going to select it while I've still got it highlighted. Whoops, there we go. I'll get it. There we go. All right, and what I'd like to do is make that white text, okay? And again, I have my little lines. And so when I grab my little lines, let's zoom in on this so that I can get this right, okay? Whoops, I went in just a little too big. All right, so I'm gonna, there we go. Whoops, all right. Now I came out too far. All right, there we go. Let's get back in there nice and close so that I can see where I'm working. Let's close the color swatch. Let's get this in view, and now you can see when you have that text and you've got the text tool, okay, you have that text highlighted and so forth. Do you see there are some arrows here, and if I want, I can push that so that it's nice and along that path, okay? So that's how you do it, and look for these lines here because they show you where you can push the text, okay? And for that little tiny arrow that changes direction. You see that one's going backwards, that one's going forwards, and that shows you which way you're going to be able to push the text. Okay?